Have a
Yeah, hold on, Tom. So, welcome everybody. This is the Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council Environment and Sustainability Committee. It's 6:03. Welcome everyone. I guess without any further ado, let's go ahead and do introductions. Does anyone? Um, I am Gwendolyn Henry. I'm the chair of the committee, and welcome all to participate. We would love to have more members in the committee. Um, Tom, perfect time to introduce yourself.
I'm Tom Mader, a member and one of Gwen's groupies.
And then we have Peter Rothe, another member.
Yeah, I can only aspire to be a Gwendolyn groupie, but in the meantime, I'm Peter Rothe, president of Feed and Be Fed, sustainable agricultural nonprofit in San Pedro.
And someone who I am a groupie of, so quite the fan. Major dedication. How is the food distribution going?
The food distribution is going fine. Everybody is pining, of course, I'm sure like everybody else, for the day when we can all sit down and eat together again. But in the meantime, we've had tremendous support from several organizations, mostly churches in the area, providing. I mean, some of them have been gourmet foods. I'm sure the people opening the grab and go packages sometimes are surprised by roast beef and candied yams. Anyway, it's been going very well, and we had a tremendous event. I just want to share. We had a pumpkin smashing event about
that
2
sounds
weeks
like fun.
ago. Oh my goodness, you should have seen. Children of all ages enjoyed smashing the pumpkins. The parents couldn't get the kids out of there, and then of course all the pumpkin shards went in the compost. That was the point. That was the main point. Besides the wonderful destructive fun. Anyway, thank you, Gwen.
Oh, well, wonderful. Um, so Eric, would you like to share anything? I think that I've given you permission to unmute, so, and I can promote you if so needed. But well, with that, I guess what we had already done is segued into public comment. And Tom, I hear other things. I'm going to mute you.
Yeah, I'm walking away.
Okay. I just muted him for a moment. So, does anyone have any public comment at all? Okay, well, I do have one. I actually have to find the flyer. Friendship Park is going to be having a holiday event, and I believe that is on December, I think it's December 5th. And it's going to be wreath making, as well as come and bring your pets for a pet portrait with Santa. So I'll be distributing that flyer on through Northwest San Pedro. Oh, yes, feel free,
Yeah,
Peter.
my public comment would be related to what I consider to be the failure of the Glasgow conference, and it occurs to me that at least at the moment, leadership in the area of reduction in carbon emissions is going to be carried out on a more local level. Certainly California is making what I think is a good and good faith effort. And I hope that we, as small as we are, can continue to push for much reduce emissions that are far more aggressive than what was achieved at Glasgow, which was an embarrassment. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Okay, well, it's 6:09. Once again, welcome, Christian. If you would like to introduce yourself, that would be great. Our other member, Mary Chan, will be with us momentarily for the vote.
Hi, Christian. That's all I've got. Hello.
Oh, okay. All right. No public comment. There's nothing going on currently. I guess
No
not.
public comment.
Okay. All right. Peter, you had your hand raised. I didn't know if that was another comment.
Sorry, Madam Chairman, it was not.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, the first item that we had was actually taken up. Let's see if I can screen share. Okay. Bear with me here. I hope you can see this. The first item that we had was a letter to the Starkiss regarding the Starkiss Cannery facility project. It actually ended up that the Port Committee was able to vote on that. We were somewhat of a backup. So just so you know that the proposed project involves the demolition of the former Starkiss Cannery facilities over on Terminal Island, or near on a portion of it, pretty much facing the waterfront. And they will be trying to make the property more marketable for future development. And the cannery itself has been a little bit of an attractant to rodents and things. So that's where they're moving with that. Anyway, the letter has already been moved. So we can go into discussion now regarding a motion to empower the Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council President, and that would be Christian actually, in requesting up to 90-day extensions of time to comment on city matters without council approval. What's been happening is there are times where only 30 days are provided for comment on items, such as the port. The port has a lot of EIRs, and what we really need is an extension on that time. And we've run across the difficulty of having to formulate a letter asking for an extension and then sending it to the neighborhood council for the vote for the letter to ask for an extension so that we can do it. And that's a process that we're going to run up against a lot of difficulties in getting that timing proper for a lot of EIRs that are coming down the pike for example, the Port of Los Angeles. So we're bringing forward this this proposal, and let me switch over to that. Let's see. Let's switch the screen share. I believe this is it. Tom, for your sake, I will read it very, very quickly.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure that you were able to read it. Whereas the Los Angeles City Charter Section 907 provides that the neighborhood councils shall have reasonable opportunity to provide input before any city board or commission takes actions on a matter before it. And whereas it is often the case that there are deadlines for comment that make it difficult for neighborhood councils to prepare a timely response, such as response times for comments on environmental documents. And whereas when the council cannot meet a deadline due to the need for committee work and council action, it requires a special action by the board to request an extension of time to provide comment. And whereas it would save considerable time if the president were authorized to ask for an extension of time to provide input under Section 907 without requiring the board to act in each instance. Now, therefore, the president is hereby authorized to request an extension of time up to 90 days to provide input to the city council, any board or commission before a decision is made, where the president believes such an extension would assist the neighborhood council in submitting its input. So that's pretty self-explanatory. I do believe that we have a quorum at the moment with Christian, Peter, myself, and Tom, and we could vote for this right now without Mary. Do I hear any motions to entertain the resolution?
Madam Chairman, I move that we entertain the resolution as presented.
And I will second that. And for comment on this, that not only could it be a resolution. Oh, yes. Oh, procedural. Yes, Peter.
No, it's my hand isn't up for a procedural matter. I wish to discuss the resolution.
Yes, yes. Which I.
I'm a little unclear, Madam Chairman. Are we asking for a revision of the rules of the Northwest Neighborhood Council
Yes.
in order to give the president additional power? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
I
Yes.
see. Okay, that's clear. All right, thank you.
It's on the neighborhood council level.
Yeah. Okay.
With this resolution, it may also come before the Bylaws and Elections Committee to possibly create a standing rule at some point. But this resolution will take care of it now and very quickly, since the 6th. Yeah, there is very likely during the holidays some EIRs that are going to come through, and that will provide the power that's needed in order to not gather and assemble people. If you can bear with me for a moment. Hi, Mary, we're all together. Hi. I will text you. Okay. Sorry, guys. I have to get the Zoom information to her for some reason. Wish I just could. Well, with that, let's go ahead and vote for this, and then we'll take up the other matter. Let me type this up. Sorry, I've got to get the other paper in front of me. Okay. So for this resolution to come before the neighborhood council in order to provide power for the president, I will take the vote. Peter?
Aye.
Okay. Christian? I believe you might have to abstain. As I can't hear him. Let's see. I will come back to him. Tom.
Aye.
Okay. And Gwen, aye. And Christian, would you abstain on this? All right. There's no vote there, but we do have quorum and we do have a majority of our 5 members, if that was still necessary. So the motion, the resolution passes. And we'll go on to the next. So let me move to the next item. I believe this is the right one. Let's see. Okay. If you can hold on a moment. This CIS, I don't know if all of you were able to review it. What's happened is that the Los Angeles Zoo is currently looking to develop the area and create a more interactive zoo experience. They want to be able to bring in more people. It requires a lot of improvements. The animal enclosures in turn also need improvements. And so they had come up with 2 alternatives. Two alternatives to this large project. One of them, which is required, is the one that has the least environmental impacts to the location. Now, do understand that the LA Zoo has a large amount of acreage that is all native plants. They do harbor a substantial amount of wildlife, native wildlife within their borders, and it is part of the overall mountain range that is included in Mountain Lion P22's range, which is pretty much a trap to the Hollywood Hills. He's an unusual individual for the mountain lion. They normally have a 150-mile range, and he is seemingly very healthy in a very, very restricted, like, I think it's a 12-mile range, believe it or not, 12 square miles. He's actually even at great risk of his own life, been able to get across a couple of highways to the Santa Monica Mountains and come back again. And there are certain things that are being done to create land bridges and things like that. But for this project, what happened was that the LA Zoo entertained both projects and decided to go with the one that does more development, that develops the area much more. It actually clears out and removes 23 acres of what has been designated as rare native habitat based on its coastal oak and walnut, black walnut, kind of an ecotone. You know, those are that's a blend of 2 different hardwood trees. The black walnut, of course, is a very slow growing tree, and removing them, a restoration of that type of removal would take hundreds of years to get old growth established trees again. Anyway, so they decided to go with that plan, which is one that turns those areas into hardscape and entertainment venues. Both alternative 1 and alternative 2 have all of the goals that they were they wanted. Except this one is more ambitious. They want to increase the volume of people that come in to more than double it. And the concern is that they are also doing things like putting in a vineyard with this new goal. They're going to be putting in a rock climbing, one of those hobby ones, a rock climbing place. They want to turn it into an entertainment venue that brings people for more than just the animals, to compete with Universal Studios, Disneyland, and that kind of thing. The improvements in Alternative 2 do nothing for the animals under their custodianship. The elephants and that kind of thing. Those enclosures are taken care of in both. The overall goals of adding restaurants and amenities and a lot of things are done in both, but there's just a few more goals. We have Mary. Mary, I'm glad you found it. I was having difficulty hosting the meeting and getting you the information. We're just now discussing the LA Zoo
Yeah, okay.
item.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
I was just going through the basis of it, that the Los Angeles Zoo has chosen Alternative 2, despite the lead agency that did the analysis and came up with the two alternatives. That was the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. They had stated these goals. These are the two alternatives, and the goals of number one. There are no real mitigations that need to be done. Alternative 2, basically the mitigations are pretty dramatic. There are no locations for black oak in the area to replant them, so they would have to be replanted at a location very far away, probably on the other side of the Los Angeles Valley Basin. It's pretty dramatic, and it's not approved by the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. I've included the letter from the Friends of Griffith Park. They have a very comprehensive letter regarding the reasoning why, very compelling reasons why
Hey,
the
Gwen,
Alternative 2 is incorrect. Yes.
I'm sorry. I just want to let everybody know I'm very limited on time. So if everybody's okay, or
Yeah.
just so everybody knows what's happening with me. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, I had mentioned that earlier. So this will be the only vote. We already voted for the other item, and we had quorum, Mary, so we were good there. But
Thank
the
you.
LA Zoo, I'm glad you're here. So what we are doing with this CIS, we are opposing the current proposal that is coming before the City Council, the larger Alternative 2 based plan for the LA Zoo. We are against it unless amended to favor the Alternative 1 plan that was designated the environmentally superior alternative. Once again, there are agencies all through Los Angeles that are against this plan as it is currently coming before the City Council. I frankly believe it's truly, it goes against all green plans by the city, the biodiversity plan. It goes against the agreement by Los Angeles, the pledge to go by the Singapore Index that's part of the biodiversity plan, to maintain biodiversity of Los Angeles, maintain its whole inventory of trees and animals and that kind of thing. And this goes directly against that. Yes, Peter.
Gwen, I don't know how the rest of the committee feels, but with the presentation so far, this looks like a no-brainer to me. I don't need to understand the differences between alternative 1 and 2 to have a clear conscience in supporting our opposition, our support of alternative 1.
So do I hear a motion to vote on the?
Yes, I motion, Mary.
Okay,
I second.
all right. And we've any discussion at all before we do this?
Well, like, sorry, we talked about yesterday, how,
I do have a letter to go with that. Actually,
Oh.
we will have a problem because it does not say a CIS and letter.
oh,
It says a CIS, but we can look at it, and then we can also vote on that, or I can bring it before the executive committee and have that added to the agenda through the executive.
do we, but the point is, if it's, because I'm also voting, because I think it's ridiculous that the LA Zoo is not preserving the ecosystem of this. So,
I do
like-
have a letter that I can read after this. Let's go ahead and vote on the CIS. Oh, let me make sure that I didn't put letter in there. Maybe I did.
yeah.
See,
Mhm.
what did I do?
One and the other one's
A CIS. No letter is mentioned. Okay. So with that,
He's asking for one.
Mary.
JUAN. Can we take her number and call it back?
Okay, I'll come back to Mary. Peter, vote.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, Madam Chairman, yes.
All right.
Yeah, you know my answer is yes.
Yes. Well, it's good to do the roll call. And Tom?
Yes.
Okay, and Gwen? Yes. Christian, are you on the call? I don't know. I don't think I see it.
Yes, now. Hi, Christian.
You see him? Okay. I will wait a little bit longer for him.
He looks like he has his hand up.
Oh. Okay. I'm trying to get back to the view where I can
Mm-hmm.
do this. Goodness.
There is a phone call too, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, the screen is not cooperating. It somehow has changed. All right. Christian. Oh, I have to allow you to talk again. I'm sorry. Christian, there we are. You are now allowed.
Yes, I'm voting yes.
Thank you, Christian. Were you there earlier for the other vote? Because I saw that you had popped off. All right. With that, it's unanimous. The motion carries. What I would like to do is, I mean, it is associated to this particular item. And so we are still on this topic, and any discussion on this topic can come to a motion. But let's see, I believe I have the right one here now. Let's see, bear with me. Let's see, here we go. All right, I had tentatively written a letter to go along with this, Tom, for your sake, and again, Mary, will probably want to trim this down a little bit. I am going to add later in the chat, if I can, this link. This is something that everybody on the committee should be aware of, is the Singapore Index, the urban biodiversity thing. Anyway, so this is the letter. The Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council urges the City Council to reject the Zoo Vision project as proposed and approve the project as outlined in Alternative 1. The Los Angeles Zoo's full vision implementation of the project would destroy 23 acres of rare native habitat, including 227 city protected trees, critical habitat for native wildlife such as mountain lion P22. Accepting the current plan runs counter to city priorities, including the Green New Deal, LA Sustainability Plan, and the Biodiversity Report. The full vision plan, which includes most of the aspects of Alternative 2, the multimodal transportation alternative, overdevelops the site. This will hurt Los Angeles's Green New Deal pledge to reduce land surface temperature 30 degrees by 2035. The City of Los Angeles accepted the Singapore Index, a commitment to mitigate the impacts of urbanization and climate change, as well as protect our rich biodiversity. To achieve the city's goals of protecting 30% of its biodiversity, it is imperative that the undeveloped land in Los Angeles remain undeveloped, especially when it is part of a large park. There is incredible irony in a zoo plan that calls for the destruction of rare native habitat and replace it with hardscape and entertainment venues. Help achieve the goal of making Los Angeles more livable by approving Alternative 1 of the Los Angeles Zoo's 20-year vision plan. So that's the letter. Any thoughts?
I think
When
it's well
did-
done.
Quick question. When did City of LA accept the Singapore Index?
That was quite a few years ago. It was part of the biodiversity report. That was a motion.
Can we put it on the date, the year, please?
Okay.
And instead of also
The
writing
date of-
Los Angeles all the time, we can just put LA to make it a little bit tinier.
Okay, hold on. I missed that. I couldn't open something. Can you repeat that question or that statement?
I think it would be great for us to add the year that City of Los Angeles signed in the Singapore Index.
Okay. All right. I think that's a good idea.
And you can actually start the sentence that way. In 20, let's say it's 2010. The City of LA accepted the Singapore Index, comma, commitment to immigrate because then it's to remind them that they sign a pact, but they're not committing to it.
Yeah, I was actually looking up that date, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. Okay. Any other thoughts? Does it sound like a
Yes, Gwen, I very much appreciate you pointing out the irony. I would probably not mince words quite as much by calling it incredible. I would say there is painful irony as opposed to incredible.
That's good.
Painful irony.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Okay, well, but I appreciate that that point, that here we have an organization which I'm sure in their fundraising says all kinds of wonderful things about what they're doing to nurture sustainability and diversity, and yet when they're considering future profits, they've turned their back on that. So I think making a strong point of that is good and important. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought of that yesterday. The point also well put is that I liked also the idea to put the word sustainability in a letter.
The Green New Deal, well,
Oh,
it's right here.
okay, the sustainability plan.
It's the sustainability plan that was recoined by Eric Garcetti.
Uh-huh.
For many years, it had been the sustainability plan. Christian, I don't know if you have your
Thank
hand
you.
raised for a reason, or we can have an informal conversation. He has pulled it down. Okay. Any other thoughts other than this outline of a issue with a comma? I personally think it's, let's see. Oh no, yeah, I'll get rid of that. I believe that I can, we can informally vote on this and bring it, we're not formally voting, but I can take it to the executive board. I believe, I don't know what the procedure would be for that in getting our approval of it.
Can we ask Christian?
Yeah.
Christian, are you there? Mm.
He might be otherwise obligated.
Yeah. So Gwen, I have a question. Is the end use of this letter intended for delivery to the LA City Council?
Yeah, it has gone past the committee level, and it is this what I can't even tell you the. I mean, your frustration is my frustration in that, despite all urging through several stages of process, it went through the committee, going for this more ambitious property raising plan, and is brought by the city council despite many communications and even the advisement against it. I mean, the language that is used by the California Department of Fish and Wildlife in comparing the two projects, and then the Native Plant Society, their presentation, and all of the other organizations that weighed in on this, they went with the more ambitious plan, which comparatively is said it's disastrous ecologically. It is coming before the city council as it is, and it would actually take the city council to say, wait a second, we're gonna change it again and vote against it. We want this reconfigured. That's quite a significant thing, but we need to weigh in on this because it's terrible. And a lot, and we're trying to get all of the cities. This is through the NCSA. This is a shared ecological asset, and it's in complete defiance. I mean, it's so blatant. It's the heart of the city, in the heart of the city, and a blatant smack in the face to all sustainability plans that and goals. We have national goals. To battling climate change, and this defies even that. So anyway, oh, did everybody drop off? Did I lose?
What, everybody's gone?
Oh no, never mind. I see it. It kind of
I have
flashed.
5 people on, supposedly.
Yeah, I see everybody. No, it said 1 for half a minute on my thing.
But I have to go soon, so
Yes. Well, we voted
if there's
for.
anything else,
I think we can informally vote just to say to the executive board that we would like you to add this to the agenda.
aye,
Okay.
from Mary.
Mary, aye. Okay. Peter.
Aye.
Tom.
Aye.
All right. And myself. Aye. Okay. Christian. Christian? He would abstain anyway because he's part of the executive committee. So I will just say he's not available for the vote. That's a non-vote. That's a no vote. Okay, we're good. Mary, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm just at work.
Yeah,
Good
wonderful.
night.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you
Fine,
later.
Mary.
Bye, everyone. Good
Bye.
night. Thank you. And
Bye, Mary. Bye-bye.
Great. I'm glad we did all that. Okay, so with that, let's see. The only other thing, let's see, is let me go back to the agenda. I hope you guys can see it. The only other thing is our participation as volunteers for Weymouth Corners Candy Cane Lane. I'm on the list. Apparently there's been few volunteers. I don't think anybody here other than Christian is board members. I think they only wanted board members this time. But other than if anybody could come ahead of time to help set up, I think that was or part of the breakdown. Anyway, I just wanted to formally say that. I'm going to try to have some flyers there, sustainable flyers. There's a lot of things that could come through that are being pushed right now. One thing that's coming through is the low waste holiday season. I don't know if any of you have seen that in the media, but the Department of Sanitation, you should take a look at the bottom of the agenda because I added a lot of this information. But I think that I'm going to be trying to create flyers as well as some social media things. The Department of Sanitation has come through and said that the waste that is produced through the holiday season is just this massive percentage, and there are ways you can cut down on the waste. Use organic, more like newspapers, or use paper that is not brand new paper that you buy in the store. Come up with more interesting ways to wrap your gifts. Everything from artificial trees, how to and please composting. Anyway, a lot of those ideas are down at the bottom of this. I was going to provide promotion for the tree recycling over at Gaffey, as well as how to put it out in your bin. Food security is an issue. There is a pet food pantry. There's ways to reduce food waste. There actually is an app now where you can it's called the, oh, let's see, what is it called? It's a really cute name. So this is some of the promotions. The deep fried turkeys. People dump that down into the drains and into the sewers, and it actually, all of that oil can be taken to our Gaffey Safe Center, and they will properly recycle it. So I think that based on the fact that I was going to actually show that the International Bird Rescue had cleaned up and rehabilitated some seabirds that had gotten into cooking oil. They were covered in cooking oil. And this is a serious problem. Cooking oil is just as bad as an oil spill. So there's that. But this comes straight from the Department of Sanitation. But there is a lot of organizations that are trying to push all sorts of ways of creating a low waste holiday. And some factoids. Of 50 million Christmas trees that are bought, organic ones, 30 million go to the landfill. So anyway, I don't know if you guys want to discuss any of that, but the pet food pantry, that's available. I wanted to mention the Harbor Interfaith, they have boxes. Peter, if you're doing anything, I would love to provide that information.
Well, at the moment, we're not. Of course, we're always open to recycle food waste as compost. But my comment was going to be something I didn't see on the list. When you're shopping, I mean, it's crazy difficult. Try to select gifts that aren't packaged in some way, because the majority, the excess waste that's going out through the system are boxes, plastic, styrofoam, all components in packaging. So I don't know if that's possible. There are some things clearly that have to be packaged, but some consciousness of it could help.
Very well put. That bothers me too. They're actually this actually is a year where a lot of those material goods are still sitting out in the harbor, and you know, they talk about shopping locally. The Eco Holiday Guide, I'm sorry, it's horizontal. I tried to put double up, but you know, there are some of those goals, like shop locally instead of for imports. Um, um, that's a good way of doing it. And what else was there? Oh, I did this a long time ago. I do not buy batteries anymore. When I see those huge containers of batteries and think about all of those ending up in the landfill, it just bothers me to no end. Um, I get rechargeables, and I still have them. These are the same rechargeables I've had for about 5 years now, and they're still going strong. In fact, there's batteries right in those things right there. I keep them on all the time. Um, and so yeah, to your point, Peter. Uh, I'll try to find some more about the Eco Holiday Guide. But shopping locally is a huge way to support not only your local economy, but to remove shipping back and forth across the ocean, all of that packaging. Costco bothers me. You know, you can barely get into the item because of how it's wrapped. But so I'll make a point of that. Let's see if there's anything else on here. Oh yeah, designating a sober driver. I was hoping maybe there might be um, something locally that, as far as other than having friends as your backup driver. And here's that turkey frying thing, as well as turkey safety, cooking safety. Pet safety tips. And more than anything, we don't want anybody to have their house catch fire if they are suffering with energy bills, trying to save money. That I don't know what the statistics were last year on whether more people were harmed. I do know with climate change in Texas, at least, that was a severe situation that happened there with that cold snap. People died. But anyway, so Peter, I will try to get some of those tips. I mean, this is just one of the 6 ways to do it, but I've seen more. If you have anything in particular that you've found.
I hear you, Gwen, and I think it's making me think that I want to post some conscious raising points on our at our facility.
Yeah.
Help people think about how to be happy now and 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, really, honestly, this year, I hope that people are reflecting that, just like, on The Grinch Stole Christmas, the very end of it is, there were no gewgaws and whistles and whatsits and hoo-ahs but Christmas came anyway, so to poorly, massively destroy Dr. Seuss.
It's okay, Gwen. Amen. Amen to that sentiment. Gwen, are we? I'm going
We're
to
done.
ask a non-rhetorical question. Are we done?
Yeah, we are done.
Okay.
I do have links here for the discussion of POLA Clean Air Action Plan that occurred on October 19th. I think it's worth reviewing. And then I still have to create a report for the RPV. They're going to be doing a pedestrian improvement project all the way up and down Western. And there's going to be a lot of significant things that will benefit Northwest. So with that,
Awesome.
any future items that you want to talk about real quick? Oh, and are we going to have a December meeting?
Why not?
December 16th?
Fine with me.
If there happens to be an EIR that comes through and we will need it, I will let you know. But should we tentatively? I mean, I'm not sure if there's anything that might be pressing at that time. Should we just keep it on the schedule and then I will call if there's nothing that comes through? There is
Sounds
one.
fine.
There is one item, and I'm sorry, I won't be able to open up my email again. I had it up. There is a particular item that has to do with, it's a motion on addressing different aspects of racism. And I don't know if that would be a community issues thing. I mean, it's about sustainability and creating an equal footing for all people in Los Angeles. I might move it forward it to the Community Issues Board, and if they can't do anything about it, I mean the Community Issues Committee, if they can't do anything about it, I think that we would be the people. I don't know of any other committee that would address this particular motion.
Gwen, if minority communities are adversely impacted by environmental issues, as they often are, then it seems proper to consider it before this committee.
Okay, I don't know if it's environmentally, I'm having a problem opening it. It's addressing racism and its impacts on a more wide scale, not just environmentally, but but those are part of the aspects. So yeah,
Look at it again a little closer and
I
see
will.
see if there's something in there.
Yes. Okay, so with that, I don't hear anybody is not available on the 16th. Should we just tentatively keep it open and I will postpone it?
Well, Gwen, how do you feel? I mean, I'm going to defer part of this decision, or weigh your feeling more heavily than my own. Preparation for you take on a huge responsibility in terms of preparing for these meetings, and I would not blame you if you wanted to have a little break at the holiday time. What 9 days before Christmas?
I know.
I'd be very happy. I would personally be very happy to give you a break. If you came back and you said, "Hey, there's an emergency. This is an emergency consideration," then we might open it up. But I'd like to give you a break.
Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll postpone it. I'll put out the notices and hope that nothing happens. I dread to think that's the prime time when they really bring in a lot of interesting.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Well,
you know.
I'm hoping now I qualify as a Gwen groupie. Anyway.
Well, thank you guys. I will
Okay.
get this out. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Gwen. Again, good job. Good
This is
job.
adjourned.
Happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Yes.
Likewise, Tom. Likewise, Cindy.
And Christmas and Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, the whole whatever. Happy Festivus.
Yeah.
Because we may not meet until January. So wishing out all of you good holiday, and Peter, if there are any activities going on over there, please let me know.
I
That
will.
would be wonderful.
I will, Gwen.
There.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Christian is connecting to audio. Does this mean goodbye? Okay, Christian, I'm going to end the meeting. Thank you. Thank you for your vote.